Hello people of the internet, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing my January wrap-up of 2023. I'm not gonna lie to you, I put off filming this video because I wanted to finish more books in this month than I have. But then I just thought to myself, why am I trying to force myself to read faster than I actually do? First of all, why am I trying to put it into people's minds that they have to read a certain amount of books to be good? And third of all, I have, I'm not going to finish any of the books that I'm reading at this moment in a timely manner to still be able to upload this week. So I just thought, you know what, let's just be real here. I only read one book in January. I did not get to all 4 books that I wanted to read, that I said I was going to read. I did not read 3 books this month as I set out in my January goals. But I did have fun reading, and that's the main thing. Okay? Okay, cool. So, let me tell you about the one book I read. The book I read was When Women Were Dragons. I read it in the first week of this month, and I thought, wow, I'm off to such a great start. I've read this book within the first week. I'll be able to read all the other books this month. Maybe I'll be able to read more than 4 books this month. And then I started reading the next book, like basically the day after I finished this book, or maybe 2 days after I finished this book. And then I just didn't read, which is usually what happens. When Women Were Dragons basically centers around a young girl. It's set in the 1950s in Wisconsin. It is alternate history, in which there have been and will continue to be times when women transform into dragons and disappear to nobody knows where, but they disappear. And then some of them come back and some of them don't, but they don't turn back into women. They stay dragons, but the government is trying to cover up the fact that this is happening, that people are turning into dragons and disappearing and wreaking havoc, and also just wanting to live normal lives as dragons with like human consciousness. They don't turn into dragons with just like dragon brains. I don't even know what a dragon's brain would be like because I've never met a dragon. But the story centers around a young girl whose mother disappears for reasons she doesn't know, and then comes back later as her mother, but different. In this time, her aunt has been taking care of her and her dad. Then her aunt has a daughter. Her aunt dragons, turns into a dragon, disappears. Now they all have to pretend that her aunt's daughter is her sister, and they have to try and reconcile and carry on with their lives and see how they can be in this world where dragons exist, even though everybody is trying to tell everybody that dragons don't exist. And so it's just one big cover-up story. It's also a love story. It's also a family story. It's also coming-of-age story. It's also just like a story about acceptance of people and creatures who are different than we are, different from the norm. And it was splendidly lovely. I mean, no story is perfect. There were some things in the story where I was not, entirely ecstatic about them, but I did enjoy the story overall, as you can tell by my profuse sticky tabs on the sides here. I really enjoyed this book, and it set the tone for a good year, and then it all went downhill because I just didn't read after that, apparently. I, Mona Lisa is what I'm reading at the moment. I'm about a third of the way in, or not even. I'm like almost halfway through it. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's basically a fake biography of Mona Lisa the painting, not Lisa, the person who Mona Lisa was based on. It is a biography of the painting. So you are learning about the happenings around the time when Mona Lisa was being painted and after Leonardo died and all of the things through her perspective. So she's the narrator. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's taking me a long time to read just because I haven't been reading. I just don't sit down and read, but I am enjoying it so far. And it is on my February TBR. I don't know if this turned into a February TBR video as well, but it is now apparently. And then the last book I started reading this month is, it doesn't have its slipcase cover on anymore because it was really annoying to try and read with the cover on, but it is The London Scene by Virginia Woolf. And this is just 6 essays on London life in the 1930s that she was asked to write for a newspaper, or is it a magazine? I think it was a newspaper. And that have since been compiled and put into this book so that you can learn about London life in the 1930s. So far I have read one of the essays, or the articles, about the docks of London, and it was really good actually. I found it's not as, if you want to read something Virginia Woolf wrote, but you don't want to be really confused all the time, maybe this is a good starting point, because it is not fiction. It is supposed to be non-fiction. It is supposed to be sort of an article just documenting the daily comings and goings of London in that time. So she couldn't be all flourishy and have 10 trains of thought happening at the same time in these essays and articles. So if you want to read something by Virginia Woolf that is not really confusing all of the time, then The London Scene might be for you. But I also found that you can still definitely tell that it was written by Virginia, because she does still have some of those flourishes in it, and she does still put her unique sort of stamp on it, her unique voice. And I don't know about the rest of the essays, but I feel like the way she describes what is happening in the docks is still very relevant to today. I can't wait to read the rest. I'm enjoying it so far, and it is also on my February TBR. So here's my Feb TBR. I didn't bring it down from my bedroom, but Far From the Madding Crowd is also still on my February TBR, because I was supposed to read it as a book club read with my friend in January. Neither of us really got around to reading it. She read a few pages, I did not read anything. So it is being moved on until February, until we finish it. It might take us this whole year to read this one book together, but read it we will. So those 3 are on my Feb TBR. I'm gonna try and read more in February. This is my January wrap up and my February TBR for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here, if you haven't already. If you like to see some more some more bookish content from me. And not just me talking about how I've only read one book this month. I will talk about other things. I'm working on some more other videos as well. I just need to actually read the books for those videos. So yes, that's great. I'm having a jolly old time making these videos. So even if you only ever watch this one video, I hope you enjoyed it and know that I appreciate you. So yes, okay. I'm gonna get all mushy now, so I'm gonna stop. Anyway, have a good week. Have a great weekend. It's already basically halfway through the weekend, but yes, just enjoy your life and read whenever you feel like it. Okay, I feel like I'm becoming like a motivational speaker here at this point. So I'm gonna go. I hope you have a great rest of your day and weekend and the coming week, and that your February TBR will bring you joy. See you all again next week with my new video. Bye.